What's going on, Surfer Squad? If you want to see another build guide, and this time one of the easiest early game to late game builds that you can ever make, and make it as varied as you actually want, then stay tuned. That's coming up next.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Whee.
Welcome back, all you guys and girls. So yeah, this is a bit of a strange build because I've not invested much into it. I'm sure you can make it better, I'm sure you can change things around, but that's what I'm leaving up to you guys. I'm just going to show you the base of it, and then you can kind of adapt your character to how you want. But having a character like this in your team build actually makes the game it's kind of like setting it to a little bit of easy mode. I'm not going to lie, I always try and have one of these characters in my team. It just makes you clear content much faster than you would otherwise. So here you go, we've got Mecha, and as you can see, she has nothing. Zippity doo-dah. She does look cool though. She looks like a little bit like a mad scientist mixed with Batman on a bad day. But yeah, you don't need her to have anything. She's not there to do damage. She's there to make sure things run smoothly. So as you can see over here, I've got the fuser, and that's just if you want to repair things. 9 times out of 10, you don't bother. You don't really need to be perfectly honest. But we've got it on, it looks cool. It definitely looks cool, I really like it. But for your secondary, make this character whatever you want. You're not going to be dishing out the most damage with your guns, so pick whatever you think could work well with this build. The main thing you want on this character is having lots of slots down here. So 3 slots down here, and the reason I say 3 slots, I know you're going to say you can have 2 and just equip what you want whenever. That is all well and good, but it would get really frustrating with this character for the sheer fact that that's what you're going to be doing constantly. So it's always best to just have 3 slots and stick on roughly what you're going to be wanting before you go into battle. So if you have a little look here, you've got the disco bot, you've got the saw pup, and you've got the laser turret. Now you can mix and match these however you want. If you didn't want these and you wanted, say, the normal turret, or you didn't like the disco bot whatsoever, so you wanted something else in its place, go for it. But these 3 work really well. Now if you're wondering why on earth she has not got any gear, have I just been super lazy this time? Well, yes and no. One, I am being a bit lazy, but this character doesn't actually have the opportunity to wear any armour. Because if you have a little look over here, her quirk is Death Wish. So just down here, cannot wear armour of any kind. Action points +3. And that's the thing I'm trying to get at. You never use this. No one ever uses Death Wish. There's a reason. It's terrible. It's awful in all builds. There's no real point to having it. Serial Killer is much better in every way, shape or form. Except in this build, it just works. This character should not be getting into combat. This character should be at the back of the map, probably at about the same level as your sniper, maybe even slightly further back than them. It is completely your choice. They just want to be out of the way of getting shot. So the background I've put on them is Bookworm, because it gives you a little bit more experience. As far as I can tell, the kind of quick slot items in this game that do damage, so like the laser turrets and such, as far as I can tell, correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't used them for the greatest time. I'm sure some people have done whole playthroughs with them. I haven't, but I have put quite a bit of time into it, and as far as I can tell, they kind of level up individually. So as your character levels, I believe they kind of level and do more damage. But like I said, if I'm wrong, chuck it in the comments. I'm sure I probably have been wrong about things before, so like I said, if I am, just let me know. So with that being said, what I've put on her character wise is coordination maxed out. You want that AP. Chuck as much AP on as possible. Strength, just give her enough so that she's not going to fall over if she accidentally gets shot once. But you're not wearing any armour, so it may still happen. Keep her out of the way. That's basically the gist of it. Keep her out of the way. Speed, that's just in case you need to get back to actually heal anything, or if you wanted to run up the field to chuck some disco bot or something turret wise related just into the thick of things and then move further back yourself, just so you've got the chance. And charisma. If you're wondering why charisma, it's because this character actually works really, really well because they get the extra experience again, the 10%, and they get the leadership range. So this will be the person that you're probably going to chuck on leadership. You're going to give them rally so that they give everyone extra 2 AP, and they're going to kind of be your support character as such. They'll be able to demoralise as well if they need to, but they're just going to fill that support role really, really well. Now with skills, what I've put here, and like I said, you can adapt this character to however you want. I have chucked up mechanics and leadership up to when you get demoralised. Mechanics I've put all the way up, but if you wanted to change it, you very well could. And just over here on the perks list, if you have a little look, I've put deep pockets. Like I said before, you just want the hassle-freeness of it, a little bit of extra health. The rally is the main thing, and down here I've grabbed all of them. That's because this one's really good for basically making sure your deployables stay alive, and this one over here is what you want more than anything because it gives you the extra maximum 25% on vehicles and such. And sorry, actually this one you want more than anything, tell a lie. It's the one where you get the 25% extra health and 25% extra damage, but this one is also really good, especially if you're going to be doing it for vehicles, so say for example your tank. Now like I said, the reason I'm showing you this build is because it is such an easy early game build to make. If you're doing a new playthrough or you're, I don't know, anywhere in the campaign, this will still be a handy build to have. I'm sure you can make it slightly stronger by adapting it, because I've not used half of the points as such. There's still a lot to do. You've got 25 skill points at level 20. You've got a perk left. There's just so much extra that you can do with this build. But the main thing is, you just want it to be there as a support role. You want to be able to get in, pick people up if they die. This person will be able to do that quite easily. As you saw, it's got, how many did we say? Just up the top there. There you go, it's got 14 AP, 16 if you rest, and imagine if you've put your leadership on top of that with the rally, you're going to start off with 16 points. You've got full mobility. The speed is maxed. You can get halfway up the field, chuck out a turret or two and get back quite a ways, or you can just go and revive people. This is your full-on support character, there to make the missions that little bit easier. And to be perfectly honest, they still do the damage because the turrets and such hold aggro and kill things really well. Right guys and girls, so like I said, this is just a quick one today because I just wanted to show you how fun this build is. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to chuck on a little bit of gameplay now, just to kind of show you what this character's about and to show you how easy they are. Because you think you could make this character very early on and make them very formidable. The one thing I would say with this character, whenever you go to a shop or whenever you find anywhere that is selling stuff, make sure you buy it up. Anything that you're going to want for their quick slots, so say the disco robots or the turrets or the saw pups, make sure you purchase them all. That way you'll be able to use them all each and every time you fight. I'm sure overall, if you mix and match things, you've got well over 200 in your inventory by the end of the game. That means you should be able to send out at least 3 every mission if you really wanted to. It shouldn't be that much of an issue and you should still be fine. Right guys and girls, without further ado, I'll chuck on a little bit of gameplay and I'll let you see what you think. Right, guys and girls, so hopefully that's kind of shown you a little bit of the gameplay. I didn't need to use her leadership buffs too much, just for the sheer fact that I was trying to show you what this kind of person could do in your team, even if your team wasn't doing much around them. Now, could you imagine them actually using that buff as much as possible to make your team overpowered to get the AP so that they can run out and get all of the additional kills? I also didn't have the proper gear on the sniper for the Overwatch, whereas she would then have picked him off properly and it would have been game over from round 1 or 2. But with this person in your squad, I didn't need to move outside of the actual house. I was in a burnt down house, I didn't need to move because all of the deployables do it for you. Obviously you probably wouldn't use that many if you were doing this properly, but in a big battle, if you have got that many, why not? You can quite easily get away with using 3 or 4 each battle, I think, if you are picking up everything in the game, and if you're saving them for some battles, then especially the larger battles, you might be able to chuck out 5, 6, 7 if you really wanted to, and it would just turn it to easy mode. This, along with the right other characters in your team, and you won't be getting hurt much, they'll be taking all the aggro for you, and you'll absolutely smash the game to pieces. Right, guys and girls, as always, I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, this one's open to interpretation. You can muck around with this build as much as you want, but I would definitely say it's well worth having one person in your team that just chucks deployables down on the floor to kind of make it easy for you. That way they'll take the aggro, they'll hold things off, and you can go to town. As always, guys and girls, if this has helped in any way, then why not hit that thumbs up icon, as it really helps the channel, and why not hit that subscribe and bell icon for regular notifications on all things Xbox and soon Xbox Series X. As always, people, take care. I'll see you on the next day.